Good afternoon, everyone. Today is May the 5th, 2022, not the 4th. Uh, and this is, yeah, because it's Monday. Actually, I never gave a fuck about it, but it would have been fun to be on the 4th, whatever. And this is the Evan Studios actually weekly podcast. I am your host, Stark, and with me, I have my co host and creator of Fleeting Iris, Isaac.
Hi everyone.
So let's talk about the elephant in the room. You guys probably noticed that this week we had a new intro song. So I want to start with getting that like out of the way right away. So what happened was, and I swear this is like the biggest dick move ever. When we started doing the podcast, obviously we didn't look just for any song online and played it. Because of copyright, we were looking for copyright-free songs. We thought about asking a friend of mine to make the song, but I was like, you know what? We're actually going more for an anime style song. So let's see online what's available for free, and if there's a song that it's not like used on every other video that we watch online, we might be able to find something fun. So we found a few playlists of apparently copyright-free songs, as long as you give the person credit. And that's when we came up with that intro song. And at the time we're like, okay, whatever, let's go with this one. It was nothing special. Like you guys know, the podcast doesn't have a massive production. And I don't know if you guys get ads when watching the podcast. But I never monetized our videos, and it was never my plan to monetize our videos. It was never my plan to play ads or whatever it is that you guys might watch in the videos. I have never collected a cent off of YouTube, despite how many views we get each podcast and whatnot. I never monetized our videos, but the other day I was checking our videos for views and whatnot because I was curious, like I explained in the last podcast, and I realized that almost every single one of our videos got hit with a copyright strike. And I was like, what do you mean copyright strike? Like, are they going to ban our videos? What the fuck happened? Like, and what is copyrighted? Most of the stuff in the video is our art, which I have no idea how the fuck they will try to copyright. We will probably just do a reverse copyright. We will probably try to explain that the art is ours and whatever. And then I checked, it was one of the songs, and I was like, this is impossible. Like, the songs are copyright free. We spent a lot of time looking for copyright free songs with like massive disclaimers on YouTube. So apparently, out of like 30 songs that we saw in a video of copyright free songs, one of the guys that at the time gave permission to the video creator to put his song in there and call it copyright free, later down the road got licensed with some company that apparently is fucking hitting everyone with copyright strikes left and back and forth because they're licensing a lot of shit. And this is the fucked up part, and this is what I find hilarious. You can, and this is totally legit, you can grab a song. Let's say you're an amazing producer. You put the song on YouTube and you go, this song is copyright free, I'm the rightful owner, you can use it as long as you credit me. And then for the span of like 1 or 2 years, a lot of people use that song in their videos. And then you license the song and you go like, well, it's not copyright free anymore, you guys gotta pay me royalties. And all the profit that people made with those videos goes to that guy. You have no warning, you have no time to remove the song out of your video. Basically, it can just go in and like, after the fact, charge you for something that he said it was free. So this was pretty much what happened. Now, there was no financial damage to us because, honestly, again, we never monetize our videos. But in the video, it says that all the profit that we made, which I think was zero because, again, we didn't monetize anything, was given to that guy. So I don't know if he made any profit out of our videos, but I guarantee you that he won't be making any profit out of our videos in the future. So I don't know if he monetized. I don't know if you guys got ads, but that wasn't us. It was a guy called Solush, And yeah, it's kind of a dick move, and yeah, that's what happened, and that's why we have a new why we have a new intro song.
One more shitty YouTube policy to add to the long list of shitty YouTube policies that everybody complains.
Yeah, this one is like there could be a warning. Imagine that this was like, imagine that we had a year of like a podcast where we think where a song is free, and then after a year a guy is like, oh, remember all the profit that you should be paid for this entire year worth of these
Yeah, there are
videos.
people who actually like live on, or at least depend a little on the money they make from YouTube.
A little. There's millionaires out of YouTube.
And stuff like this happens all the time. I've seen like literally dozens of YouTubers complaining about this, from like famous people to like small gamers to people who have like the small channels like us. Everybody's tired of all these like shady policies.
Yeah, it's incredibly shady. I know that in a sense YouTube is just trying to like safeguard themselves, but it's a super dick move. But it is what it is. I really don't care, because again, we're not trying to monetize our YouTube videos. But you know, who gives a fuck? So yeah, we have a new intro song. Dude, there was a guy that all he did was grab songs, famous songs, and try to dissect and explain why the song was a good song. That was it. It was just explaining why.
Yeah, the bars and the soundtrack.
It was just explaining the riffs and whatever and what it was.
Yeah, I sometimes watch videos like that.
Yeah, and that guy got hit by copyright strike. He literally played like very small parts of the song and trying to explain why the song was great.
Yeah.
It was literally advertising for the song or for whatever it does. And there's just companies, there are companies out there that are famous for, if you touch anything, like they don't want to be associated with no one, they don't want anyone to touch their name, they copyright strike everything. And you know, usually music companies are the type of companies that do that. So yeah, it is what it is. Fuck that, fuck those guys. Let's move on from that. First of all, I want to do a roll call. Everybody that is live right now: Uriel and Ancestral, Duper Martin, I think you're new here. Reki Yogi Iskandar, I also think you're new here. And Morgan, good day to you, gentlemen. Welcome to the weekly podcast. It's May, and we're gonna try and have a good podcast. And in this one, we're going to talk mostly about the update on Fleeting Iris and what we are planning to do. So after a massive discussion, one of the biggest, probably the two biggest complaints that we ever had regarding Fleeting Iris was, one, that the game was too railroaded, and two, that the map was too big and it felt empty. That there were no scenes in certain areas, that there was no reason for the map to be that big. So we tried to explain at the time. I'm gonna try and, does this work if I do this? I gotta clear this up. Oh, there we go. Probably not, because this is just showing an image, right? So if I draw on the image, it's not gonna show anything. Yeah, that's gonna suck. I'll actually have to do this in Photoshop. So the general idea was, for people that don't know, even though we have explained this countless amount of times, the reason why we had the map that big is because the map was supposed to be common between all four of our first games. And the general concept of Alessia Chronicles is that the games are happening at the same time, and there's cameos between the characters and whatnot. And that will be one of the charms of the game, is that all the games were happening at the same time, and you will be seeing the story from like different perspectives, and all games will have like different fetishes, different types of gameplay, whatever. So we already had made in advance, since we had like free time, and we had to wait for the CG team to finish whatever they were doing. We usually will go ahead and we will usually just go ahead and create stuff in advance that we will need later on and whatnot. And so we created a map. We thought people would like to walk more and see like the city be more lively, in the sense that it will make geographical sense, if that makes any sense. Um, so yeah. Oh, this is actually not like this. So the goal was for the map to like make geographical sense, and you will have an idea how the city was actually, how the city was actually built, where will everyone live. Like, we tried to make the city look, to make sense in terms of like the city development and whatnot. And we got more complaints than we got appreciation for it. Uh, and most people always complained of how big the city actually was. So we did a lot of things to try and fix this, from implementing a car system, from doing a bunch of stuff to make it easier to navigate the city. Um, but in general, people still kept complaining that the city was too big. There was no reason for the city to be that big. Yada 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 yada. And we kind of understand, and we accept that people think about it that way. So the biggest change that we made regarding this was opening the city in stages. As you are progressing in the most common route of the game, we will be enabling more stages of the city for people to explore. And even so, that was a big improvement. People stopped complaining as much. What are you talking about? What? I'm doing this in stages to chill. Uh, but even so, people kept complaining. It was still a big improvement. But people still kept complaining that the map was too big, that they were getting lost. And that was one of the most prevalent issues with the game, was that people kept getting lost. um, and we did like a lot of stuff to try and stop people from getting lost or opening the city in stages. But people don't want that. People just want like easiness, like get me to where I need to go fast. I just want to see the scenes. I don't want to walk from A to B every day. All that stuff. And yeah, honestly, we understand. And but the way we meant to do every game on RPG Maker VXAs, we were like, okay, we already made these maps. Um, it is what it is, regardless if people like it or not. This is how we're going to deliver this, and yeah, Uh, didn't know today was face reveal. um, so yeah, we this year we decided to not go with RPG Maker VXAs anymore for the future games. And long story short, the reason why we decided to do it is we thought that with heavy scripting and whatnot, we will be able to edit VXAs enough to, well, pretty much make it a better engine. And our attempt at that was Fleeting Iris EF. The problem is, while Fleeting Iris EF works, for a lot of people, it involves a lot of troubleshooting. Either play, there's like two versions of the game. One works with a few people, one works with the others. There's a lot of stuff that people can do, as like adding the properties, compatibility modes. There's a bunch of troubleshooting that people have to do to get the game to work. And while that is okay on a side project, like we have for the bestiality and the show stuff, it's not acceptable on a professional commercial project that we want to sell in the future. It's too much troubleshooting, it's too much hassle, it's too much work to get to play a game, which should be mostly plug and play, especially because a lot of people uh, uh, can only play games if they are plug and play. They are they are not able to do like a long series of steps to get the game to work. Plus, there's people that only play it on cell phones with the Joy to Play stuff and whatever. So, it's not feasible to do a commercial project with that many steps to get the game to work. So, as much as we tried to improve RPG Maker VXAs and do our future games in VXAs, we figured out that it was impossible. That's when we decided to make the future games in RPG Maker MV, and obviously we're going to have to remake a lot of maps. We have a general idea of how we want to deliver it, but most of the work is going to have to be remade, which is fine in a sense. Even though we lost many hours of work, we also have a chance to improve ourselves and improve the game. So I mean, not all is bad with it. However, after this very painful decision and very thought out decision, because this was not something that we decided out of nowhere, we have also decided after an internal discussion and after a suggestion from Zelmate, which was, we were already thinking about it, but after Zelmate mentioned it, we were like, okay, yeah, we need to do this. So basically, for those of you who are new at the stuff, this is what's gonna happen. We are going to reduce the map of Evans City drastically. And yeah, I know this is big news, and I'll give you guys some time to like, okay, let me keep reducing this because obviously the map of our city is huge. Okay, it's even bigger than this. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, give me a second. I'll try to stretch this as far as I can. Let's call it there, and I'll try to explain what the hell is gonna happen. So now that the map is centered, and I hope you guys can more or less see it, here's what the legend, so to speak, of the map is going to happen. All the areas in yellow that was going to be major areas or important areas in future games are going to be downright removed from the game. You will not be able to visit those areas, you will not see those areas, there will be no reason for you to go to those areas, they will be entirely removed from the game. So navigating the city is going to be a lot faster. So if you guys have the 1.08 version, save it, because it will be the last time you will be able to play in those maps and walk in those maps and interact with people in those maps. For the red areas, those are areas that are used in the game, but they are mostly used in specific routes or in specific days. For instance, in the top left corner, you have the road that leads from the Melvin pub area into the cosplay convention, and that is only used during the cosplay convention weekend. So what we're going to do is we're going to close that area, and we are only going to allow you to walk there during the cosplay convention weekend if you accept to go with Jack. The train station is only used in a couple situations, as well as the airport, in which you visit other countries and whatnot. So where the airport is we're going to remove the airport from there. You will only be able to visit during cutscenes. We're going to place the casino there. So from the highway, if you go left, you will go to the red light district as it works right now. If you go north, you will go to the Kinky Kitten Strip Club, which is the way it works now. And if you go right, instead of going to the airport, you will be going to the casino. And if you try to go to the right of the casino, you won't be able to go there. So at least half of the maps of the city are going to be cut. Some to be completely removed, others to be available only during cutscenes. This will provide a much fresher, faster experience on Fleeting Iris. All the maps are going to be repopulated with more helpful NPCs. that will help you unlock scenes, that will guide you throughout the game with much fresher dialogues. We are going to do a facelift of the maps that remain in the game. We're going to try and improve those maps. Since there's less maps, we will try to make them even more impactful. And we will try to make the experience a lot more immersive, with songs, with specific weathers, city noises. We are going to try and make the city a lot more lively. And doing this sort of like facelift will be weird, because if people got used to a certain type of map and then you will have to play the next game, and we suddenly put maps in there, you'll be like, you will get extremely confused, because you will know that, oh wait, when I walked right here, I used to be on an airport, now I'm walking into a desert. And then on the next game, we will change the layout of the city again, and people will get lost again. So the idea was, since people had to play like throughout 4 games, on the span of 4 games, you will get used to the city now. It will be like kind of a painful process to get used to the city now. But once you got used to the city, it's like, oh, okay, but now I know the city. I will be able to navigate the city for the next 4 games, because I know where everything is. And now, since the next 4 games are going to play out in this city, but not quite, we will have to remake most of it. We are just going to remove everything that is not being used in Fleeting Iris, and we are going to freshen up all the maps that exist. Obviously, this process is going to take some time, because sometimes you are thrown into those maps. Some cutscene leaves you in those maps, and we gotta. Right now we're in the process of removing those maps off from the game. Kinda, they are still in the project, but we are changing all the transfers. We are changing all the transfers so that the new layout makes more sense. Since the city is also going to be a lot more smaller, we are going to update the map folder in the game folder, and it's going to be a lot easier to see where everything is. We will create a new map, kind of like explaining where every location is, and it will be a lot easier to explain where to go in when we create the official walkthrough. Even though I'm pretty sure that this won't mess a lot with the existing ones, the one that Cellmate did and whatnot. So this is another one of the many improvements that we want to make in Fleeting Iris. Obviously, we have discussed all the improvements and most of the improvements that we want to do, as to freshen up dialogue, to go up and change old scenes, to improve the menus that we still have to improve. There's not a lot, because honestly we are really happy with what we have right now. The new busts that you guys have been seeing being updated on a regular basis, we already did like 20 outfits, and they're 10 and 10 line variations. So there's probably like 20 more to do. We are also going to update those for Ayame. We still want to do an early May release for this. Isaac is going to spend the next few days of work just focused on the new map and making sure that everything works and nothing breaks. I will be focusing on the final stages of the summer patch, and making all the events a lot easier to see, and making a few changes to the map, because obviously there's going to be new transfers and new transitions. You will be able to approach Sato's pub from the north instead of walking through the market. You will be able to walk from the residential area. I'll try to zoom here where it is. Oh, this is going to be extremely painful to do, but I'll do my best. Let's see if you guys can see it here. Okay, so the area above the market that you guys see right now, this area above the market, with the tavern and the rich guy mansion. I'm gonna try and zoom it up a little bit more even. Okay, this area with the rich guy mansion and the tavern. If you go south, you will walk into the market, and then you will have to walk west to go into Sato's store. from the future, if you walk east from Sato Store, you will not walk into the market. You will walk directly on the Sunset Boulevard, or whatever the hell we call it, the Sunny something something, with the massage parlor and the driver school. And if you go north, which should be kind of where the garbage bin on the top left corner of the map is, there will be a passage that will lead directly into the tavern slash rich guy's mansion area. So the market will be completely removed from the game, and this will make the map just in general a lot more convoluted. Places like, let's say, the cemetery, which will be important in the third and fourth game, because there's a dungeon that you can enter through the cemetery.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. You will only be able to, you will only see it on that game. The church, which is only important on the third. Wait, sorry. Yes, on the third game, and the fourth game, still has some cutscenes where Ayame gets married in this game. So it's red for it. It will be used for cutscenes. For instance, the library. There's tutorials there and whatnot, but the library sometimes, when playing the Melvin's route, becomes kind of like an annoying place to navigate, because you have to come from the south and then you gotta go all the way around and whatnot. And we will probably find a way to like put the tutorials either on Ayame's house on like a shelf, or in the CG room. So we are going to remove it entirely for now. It's going to be obviously used in the second game because students go to libraries, and the campus and the university. Actually, the university is in red. It's going to be yellow. It's going to be removed from the game for now. But obviously, the campus, the library, and the university are going to be used a lot in the second game, but not now. So instead of from the Melvin's pub area going south into the library, you're going to go south directly into the park, which is going to be like one less massive screen that you got to go through to get from Melvin's pub to Ayame's house. All the locations that are removed from the game, needless to say, if they have a bus stop or a subway station, will be removed from the quick travel map, obviously. And obviously, the locations that give me a second, I gotta silence my cell phone. There we go. And all the locations that get removed, we will shorten the walking distance. So for instance, right here from the post office, you will go into the museum, and from the museum you will go into the train station, and then finally you will get to the hospital. From now on, from the post office slash police station, if you walk right, you will walk right directly into the hospital, which will make working in the hospital route, if you don't take the bus directly from the apartment area, which is what most people do, which is walk from your house slash Ayame's house directly into the bus station or the subway in the apartment area, and they take the bus directly to the hospital. So if you want to walk there, now there's less two screens. The train station is used, for instance, in some cutscenes on the Garcia's route, where they go, where they move to the resort. They meet in front of the train station. There's a few cutscenes that happen in the train station. It will be in the game, but again, only during cutscenes. The airport is not red here, but it will be. You will be unable to walk into the airport. It's only used into cutscenes. For instance, when Ayame says goodbye to Clark and Robert when they visit Japan, when she flies with them to Japan, for instance. So instead of having the airport in the right of the highway, we will have the casino, and the airport will be cutscene only. So as you guys probably have realized, this is going to make the game map a lot smaller. Oh, I see what's happening. Do I see what's happening? I have no idea. Maybe I don't see what's happening. Yeah, I'm just looking out of my ass. Oh, I think I saw what was happening. Yeah, there's going to be images that are not going to make sense when I minimize this. Doesn't matter. That's sex. So yeah, get used to the new to the new map of Fleeting Hours. This is how it's going to look in the very near future, in the next patch in 1.10. Obviously, we want to change a lot of dialogues. We want to fix a lot of bugs. So please, if you find any bugs, it's really important for us. The more bugs you find right now, the better, because we will be able to fix them all the bugs, all the big grammar issues, the big typos and whatnot. The inconsistencies in scenes where people find that sometimes the pubes don't work on one scene or whatever. Please report every single one. It's really important for us. Report them on Discord so we can fix them. And if you have any suggestions where you think the game will be better if we changed it, please do so. It's really important. It's really important for us. We want to keep up improving Fleeting Hours, and obviously the best suggestions and the best improvements are only possible due to you guys reporting all sorts of stuff and suggesting all sorts of stuff. So yeah, please help us make Fleeting Hours a better game, a more fun game to play. And yeah, don't be afraid to like suggest stuff. We're all ears, and we really just want to make the game a better game. So if you guys have any suggestions, bug reports, whatever it is, everything, please report. And now I'm gonna obviously answer some questions because people are probably going to have. Oh yes, people have questions. Kongfan asks, Stark, I think we should do something fun in our Discord, like having people list out their top 13 hentai games of all time, in order or not. We get to expose people's fetishes in our Discord. Kongfan, this is going to sound weird, but that's none of our business. And the reason why I say this is our Discord is open. We can force people to participate, and the fact that I make that question is not going to make more people participate. You are absolutely free to go into not safe for work chat or chat room or whatever it is and just start it yourself. We constantly encourage people to participate in our Discord and start conversations. It doesn't mean it has to be started by us. We are obviously more than thrilled to participate, but you are more than welcome to start those types of debates and those types of questions on your own. And we honestly encourage you to do it, because I'm sure it's going to be a fun topic, and I really would like to see fans discuss the game more. And our Discord is known for being very open-minded, and we just let people speak up their minds and discuss stuff openly. So I think that almost everyone in our Discord is extremely welcoming. We never had any big issues in our Discord that I remember. So I can only encourage you guys to do it. As for me doing it, I don't feel like me doing it is going to make it a better topic or whatever. I just feel that you should just go ahead and ask people, and I'm sure that people would like to participate and explain which are their favorite 13 games, which is a big question. I hate what's your favorite. Me personally, I hate what's your favorite type questions, because they're always incredibly easy to incredibly hard to answer. Like when people ask me what's my top 5 favorite rappers, you can get like 1, 2, 3 easy 4, but once you start getting to 4, you're going to be like, it's not who's number 5, it's who you're going to leave out. It's the same thing with food, it's the same thing with games, it's the same thing with music, it's the same thing with movies. Every time people ask me, what's your top 5 favorite movies? Oh man, I really like Meet Joe Black, I really like this and that. But once you start getting near to the end of the list, it's not who makes the list, it's who you leave out. So that's why I personally don't like to ask what's your favorite X number of stuff. Usually I just go for all the ones that I like, and I can discuss most of this stuff for hours, like songs, games, whatever it is. But when you're restrained to like what's your top 3 albums, to me it will like Tupac's greatest hits, Kendrick Lamar out to Pimp a Butterfly, and then once you start thinking on number three, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go with like Foo Fighters, The Color and the Shape, and then you start thinking on everything that you left out. So all of what's your favorite X number of stuff list? I usually don't like them because it feels very restrictive. But I honestly encourage you to start those type of topics, and I encourage everyone else to participate. So yeah, our Discord is always open and live, and our mods are usually fun guys, and when they're not, you can always complain to me. And if it's me being a douchebag, well, that sucks. But you can complain to Isaac, and probably Isaac's gonna annoy me. So there's that. Um, yeah. While discovering new games to play, I look forward to your list the most. By the way, I can definitely post a list. I don't know if it's gonna be 13 games, but I will make a list, and I'll do it today. I'll do it today. I'll post a few games, and I'll explain why I like them. And yesterday I saw an interview. It wasn't on an interview. It was like a YouTube short where one guy said, and I personally found it ridiculous. One guy said, if you are not a rich person, you are either lazy, stupid, or arrogant. And he tried to explain this. He tried to justify this. And long story short is like, either you're stupid because you can't get there, meaning that anyone that is not rich is stupid, or is not rich because they don't want to. The other one was arrogant because you're afraid to ask for help, and you're too arrogant to hear others, because tips is all you need to get rich. Someone is going to give you a tip, and suddenly you're going to become rich. And the other one is lazy because you're not working hard enough, which is absolute bullshit, because I know a lot of fucking devs that are making ridiculous amounts of money in the millions, and I guarantee you that they do not work as hard as us, and they do not work as hard as a lot of people in this business that I know. There's a lot of people that I suggested that I know for a fact that they work a lot harder, and they are a lot more humble, and they are not stupid people. A lot of times in life, to get somewhere, you just need luck. You just need acceptance. You just need people to want whatever you're selling.
Or you can always compromise your values.
Or you can always compromise your values.
That's a way to get rich.
But there's no like foolproof way to get rich. And some of the games that I like, maybe the entire scenes are not beautifully written. Maybe the story is not for everyone. But as a developer, sometimes I'm just able to see how much work they put into their game. And I can tell, wow, I like this game because this guy really put in the wrench time. This guy really made something special with RPG Maker or Unity or whatever it was. So yeah, I will definitely post a list of my favorite games and explain why. Most of them are not as easy as like looking at the game and like, oh, okay, I see why you like it. The characters look good and that's it. Usually there's like they can be like retouches where the character just looks good and you know, but most of the times it's a mix of like gameplay and whatnot and just thinking outside the box. I think the face reveal was a joke about the old school Justin Timberlake with "It's Gonna Be May," you know. So there's that. Daniel J said, "Need no map, only Melvin's pub." Yeah, I feel you, brother. I feel you, and half of the community feels you, because in case you guys are new here, there was a point in time where it didn't matter what we did with every patch, as long as there was a Melvin scene in every patch. This was actually voted, and people said, we want at least one Melvin pub scene in every patch. So I think that throughout all the votings that we did, throughout the development of Fleeting Iris, Melvin's pub always won. And this is funny because when I check forums and whatnot, most of the times people are like, I don't see what you guys see in the Melvin's pub. It's just a fat old loser. Why you guys like this? All you guys are weird. So, you know, you can please Greeks and Trojans. So who cares? Why would you try to? Just do your thing, and if Melvin's pub is your thing, that's the thing about Fleeting Iris. We try to make something for everyone. Some fetish, some character, some storyline, some whatever it is. And sometimes people judge the game as a whole, but honestly, if you like swinging and NTR and whatever, if you just play the Garcia's route with any of the two endings, if you judge the game based on that, it's an NTR game on its own. half of the NTR games out there are smaller than the Garcias route on itself. So Fleeting Hours is like a game that has many games inside one game. You can just find the fetish that you like, play that part of the game, and just leave the rest and be like, okay, this is what was the positive I got from the game. This was the positive experience. But people will always judge the game on its whole, and when you try to make a game that pleases a lot of people, you're also going to piss off a lot of people. But you know us. I know myself, and I know our community. We don't give a fuck. So, jokes on them. Morgan said, these changes are going to be on the last beach update? Yes. Also, when is that update planned for? And could you give us a little summary of what the patch will include? Lots of dialogue changes, the last few summer scenes, the new map, and a bunch of quality of life changes. And hopefully early May. It's going to be May. That's when we're going to release the last Fleeting Hours beach update, the end of stage 2. So yeah. Meanwhile, what time is it? 6:30. Yeah, I feel like we had a good podcast. 46 minutes of good information. If you guys have questions, I'm here right now. You guys can ask them regarding might not even be Fleeting Hours. Might be like Journey Abroad if you guys want. Let me just be nope, still in the same place. Wait, what? If you guys have any questions, we are here right now. We are more than willing to answer them. If not, we are going to go about our merry lives because we have a lot of work to do. And we probably need to find another outro and intro song, which is, yay, something new to do. Yeah, I want to know what you guys think about the map changes. If this is something that you guys are looking forward to, or if it's something like, oh, I like the old map, or I was already used to the old map. I like the city bigger, or if you guys are like, yay, less traveling to get to my enticings and to play the story. Oh yeah, Morgan, dying for some bloodlust info, buddy. You and me both. There's a lot of decision making right now behind the scenes for bloodlust, because we want to get everything ready and we want to start on the right foot as soon as we get off the gate. We want to go for that sprint. We want to go like as soon as we hit the ground running and just go for it. We want to know where to go with the game, how the gameplay is going to play out, how the menus are going to look, all that stuff. We already have the few early games, the few early days of gameplay studied, but then the rest, it's something that we're going to decide with time, and hopefully we can decide most of it until we get there, so we can just sprint for the end. But like we have explained plenty times before, the team behind Bloodlust is the team behind Fleeting Hours and Fleeting Hours EF. So until the Shota patch is out, the development of Bloodlust is on hold in terms of CGs and in terms of character designs and in terms of everything else. But as soon as the Shota patch is out, we are going to focus 100%, and all our resources are going to be channeled into Bloodlust, and we will be working exclusively on Bloodlust and Journey Abroad. Someone asked a question on Discord. Is there a guide for the game available? I tried going to Street Club. Solved. Ariane said, I didn't mind the huge map, but I think what you guys will do will make the game better for everyone. Everyone is a strong word. But I do feel like the game is going to be easier to play for everyone. Obviously, I don't know. I feel like people are going to save 1.08, and if they miss it and they're like, yeah, I still have the 1.08 with the big map and whatnot. Yeah. Morgan asked, talking about the Shota patch, is secondary characters gonna be in there like Adriana? Fujiko, yes, and no one else. That's there's kind of a limitation to what we can do with the Shota patch. We have a certain number of scenes that we can deliver, and we have to do the whole build up, middle of the middle part of the story where most of the stuff happens, and we have to wrap it up, and we have to do all that in one patch, from nothing to build up to the actual pinnacle of the patch to the ending. We have to do all that in one patch. So there's kind of a limitation, but don't worry, Adriana will be back in the stage 3 of Linegaris. I can't precise exactly where she will be back, but she will be back, if I recall correctly, both in the BBC slash continuation of the summer patch. She's gonna be one of the wives that the BBC guys are going to try and persuade, and she will be back on the Melvin's After Hours DLC, which will be
Halloween too.
which will be focused on Ayame, Fujiko, and Adriana. And like Isaac just said, and obviously correctly, she will also be back in the Halloween patch that is gonna come out hopefully December. That's gonna come out October 31st this year, which means we need to wrap up the Shota patch, get at least one Bloodlust patch out, and then I have all that time to get out the Halloween patch. So
Bruh.
it's yeah, the Halloween we just didn't release it last year, so we were going to wrap it up, and instead of wrapping it up, we were like, listen, we're going to keep working on Halloween because it's something that we have fun doing, and it's just something that is like different, and so we decided to expand on it, and yeah, we're still going to work on it a little bit every year for the next 2 or 3 years, I assume. Yeah, probably 2-3 years to wrap it up, and it's going to be one of those things. It's like Fleeting Hours. I'm pretty sure that by the time that we wrap it up, people are going to miss more. So we'll see what happens then. Daniel J asked, will there be gameplay in the Shota patch, or will it be more like a VN? It will be like a VN. There's only so much gameplay you can place in that short amount of time. It's basically going to be a story between when after Ayame got married in the Throughout, and then they come back from marriage, and then 6 months pass. I think it's 6 months, and then the Shota patch starts. So basically, Ayame is freshly married. Never cheated on Robert. She's super in love with him, and 6 months later, after the marriage, that's where the Shota patch plays out. And there's going to be some walking to places, but it's gonna play out mostly like a VN, especially since it's on Fleeting Hours EF, and most of the scripts that we use on a normal RPG Maker are not available on Fleeting Hours EF. David Villarreal asked, the new DLC will also be in May. Which new DLC?
Probably the Shota patch.
The Shota patch? No, not even close. Not even close. It's still being drawn, and I think we're like drawing like the 5th and 6th scene right now, and we're gonna release 20. So that gives you an idea of how much work we have left. I'm gonna say that realistically, you're gonna get the last Fleeting Hours patch in the next couple of weeks in May. Journey Abroad in the last week of May, first week of June. And the Shota patch somewhere between end of June / end of July. Depends on how fast the CG team draws it. And then, realistically speaking, and focusing on the important stuff, August we might have a Journey Abroad patch. September we might have like the Bloodlust first patch, and October the goal is to have the Halloween patch, and December the Christmas patch. That's our tentative dates for which patches we're gonna release this year. So yeah, that's the plan for Evan Studios in 2022. and then we're gonna go from there into 2023 and try to wrap up Journey Abroad. Actually, I don't know. We'll see how big Journey Abroad is gonna come out. Try to wrap up Bloodlust in 2023, and we will see about Journey Abroad. But we would like to start working on Night Eternal in no wait, Crimson Dawn, Night Eternal, Night Eternal. We would like to start working on Night Eternal in 2023 already. So yeah, we wanna go fast into Bloodlust and wrap it up and move on to the second game. But we'll see. We will see how people receive the game. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed the news about the improvements that we have planned for Fleeting Iris. And yeah, hopefully we will back next week with more news. Hopefully with a patch, we will see. I don't know. There's still a lot of stuff to be done. There's a lot of work to do, but yeah, we will keep you guys updated. As usual, thank you guys all for coming. I hope you enjoy the podcast, and I hope you guys have a nice day. Stay healthy and have fun.
Bye, everyone.
Take care, guys.
Okite, wakari, ne, boshijata. Omoidashita no wa kimi no koto desu. Okite, akari.